The note read, "If you ever want Fluffy back, come to this address tonight at 6 p.m. alone, or you'll never see that cat again. And Happy Thanksgiving." Chris had a lot of gambling debt after making bets with a rather nefarious gang. He didn't have any other family and knew they would have been taken instead of his cat had they existed. But to Chris, his orange-haired tabby cat Fluffy was family. Chris didn't have the money to pay back the debts, and he had racked up a fair amount. This gang had been hounding him for months, and they recently found out where he lived. He knew his only option was to go and hope to work out a deal with them. Otherwise, more consequences were sure to come. Chris made his way to a dilapidated-looking building that evening and was confronted by a burly man at the door. He presented the note, and the man allowed him entrance. Chris walked down a hallway and came across a fairly large room with 5 other seedy-looking individuals. They were seated at a table where a feast was laid out, presumably their Thanksgiving meal. "Sit," the man at the end of the table barked out. Chris obeyed. "Now, Chris," the man lectured, "you owe us a lot of money, and it seems like you've been hiding from us. That's not very nice." "My cat," Chris interrupted. "Please let me have—" "Shut it," the man shouted. "I'm doing the talking here." I'm sorry for that outburst, but I'm sure you can appreciate the stress we're under due to the debt you've racked up. And about your cat, you'll get him back tonight, but on to the money you owe. Maybe it's because the holiday season is upon us, or maybe I'm getting a little bit soft, but I'm willing to work out a payment plan with you." Chris breathed a sigh of relief. "I'm not a bad guy. I just have a business to run." We were actually just about to get started on our Thanksgiving dinner, and I'd like you to join us tonight, Chris, as a show of good faith. Chris was hesitant, but accepted. What other choice did he have? The men ate together and actually seemed to bond a bit over the meal. They also discussed payments and how that would all work out. After Chris ate his fill, and the rest of the men did as well, Chris said, "Sincerely, I thank you for this. I know I owe you a lot, and I do intend to pay you back. This plan will work perfect for me. I've really learned my lesson about betting what I don't have to lose, and I appreciate you allowing me to join you for dinner tonight. I don't have any family of my own, and honestly, you've been gracious hosts, so thank you again. Now that we have the payment plan set in place, I'd be happy to take Fluffy home now and begin to repay my debt." "Oh, you'll definitely pay us back. You can be sure of that," the man at the end of the table stated. But then his expression changed to a look of confusion. "But what do you mean, give you your cat back?" Chris's heart sank. "Please," he begged. "You said I could have him back tonight." The men at the table exchanged glances. The man at the end said, "But Chris, I already gave him back to you." Now the other men began to grin. In a state of disbelief, Chris looked down and noticed a single orange hair sticking out of the half-eaten slice of meat on his plate.